Yeah, they got a helicopter up there. They got a lot of cops. So this is in Hollywood. We're on the Long Prairie between Cherokee and I guess that would be Las Palmas. He's gonna come over here and tell me I gotta move.
All the way up to Cherokee right here.
Up to Cherokee?
I'm gonna need you guys back on just past the stop sign there. I just want to make sure everyone's on the line of fire and safe.
I mean, you know, I'm gonna argue that. I think this is kind of. I don't think I'm in a line of fire. Can I at least get right here? Because at least I have some view. If I go back 15 feet more, I'm not gonna have it. The car's in the way, so I'm not gonna. You know, I'm protected from all the way around. You can just give me that. Over there, I literally can't see anything. I can't, no, I'll see a car. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. We go through this every time. I'm not in a line of fire. I was actually protected behind that car. Anyway, this is called in as a burglary. I'm gonna zoom in, it's just gonna be shaky. Hey Anonymous, what's up, man? So I don't like walk around with a camera on my back all day long. I was going to get coffee. I don't need a fucking tripod. You know, I know there's some of these guys that go around all day long looking for shit to film. I go about my business, and when I see cops, I film them. Do you carry around a tripod on your back? I was about to hop on a scooter. Who the fuck is gonna have that? Anyway. We're gonna see what happens. Got this guy up here. I'm a cop watcher. I'm not a fucking auditor who goes around and does this shit for the fun of it. I do this shit to make sure people have good outcomes. So no, I'm not gonna have a tripod on my fucking back. I was walking to the store to get a fucking coffee. Anyway, so here we are. So they're just gonna stand there for the next 20 minutes. It seems like they're talking to somebody. Somebody's not moving. And who knows? They're probably gonna, the way these things get stretched out, you know, you see that guy, he's got his gun pulled. Who knows what, this is gonna be, honestly, just a homeless guy. It's probably like in somebody's yard. So if this stretches on for more than 20 minutes, they're gonna start calling for the dogs to come in. But yeah, this is actually the biggest gripe right here. See this shit? This police line. Come on now, I was out of the line of fire. They were actually letting people walk up and down that block until I came there. When I came there, all of a sudden, hey, William. I saw them look directly at me. They pointed at me. It's the same sergeant, comes over every time and tells me I can't film. It's only I'm standing in the middle of the street, so it's only a matter of time before they tell me I have to move from the street too. I really don't give a fuck. I'm not gonna move them. It seems like you're coaxing him out. She's waving at him to come. Hey, Anonymous, nothing personal. I was more mad at that cop right there because he moved me back. It was bullshit. I go through this all the time. Everybody else is allowed to walk through, but when I come around, they put up this tape and shit. It's ridiculous. So I get stuck having to zoom in. Media vest, they could still tell me to move. Shit, I've watched them lock up media. I've been arrested next to media. I was right there one time when Kate Cagle, who works for Spectrum One, got arrested in Echo Park. So, especially with the LAPD, they have a really bad history over the last 2 years. Yeah, thumbs up to you, Anonymous, too, man. I get heated sometimes. But anyway, no, they can't. This is what they do. What happens is if they fuck up, they just don't want it on film. If it's on their body camera, you know, and say they tase them or something like that unnecessarily, hit them with some foam rounds unnecessarily, we're not going to get access to that body cam. If they actually shoot them with a bullet, yeah, we'll get access to it. But under their narrative, so it'll be like a 3-minute clip to release, but to release like an hour-long video with a bunch of bullshit narration. So they just don't want you getting anything on tape. You come around with cameras, they spend more time looking at the people with the cameras than they do with the suspects. So that's Sergeant Morris right there, the black sergeant. So she's a big piece of shit. It's crazy that cops wouldn't have body cameras, but you want to know something? LAPD has body cameras, doesn't mean they always use them. The Inspector General audit found that on something like, I think, 21% of all officer-involved shootings, it's not properly recorded. So it's, you know, listen, the cops aren't going to document themselves properly, so that's what we do. We're out here doing it. Anyway, Sergeant Morris right there, she's a real piece of shit. I caught her lying so many times, defending her officers. See, sergeants, they're the biggest pieces of shit. The regular cops, they're bad enough. The sergeant's job is to protect the bad cops. Their job is to protect their guys. That's all it is. That's all they care about. And they have no problem throwing the citizens under the bus to do such. And so I've dealt with her lying to protect her officers, cooning it up. All right, so that helicopter is just hovering rather than circling. So it tells me that they're keying in on it. Actually, I was going to turn on the scanner, but I'm not going to be able to hear it because it's going to be on the tactical line. I mean, my thing is, why don't they just move, if they're going to move in, just grab a shield and walk forward. I guarantee they just don't want us to see how ridiculous this looks, because it's probably some guy just like laying on the ground sleeping, and they're trying to get his attention. Or he's just like sitting behind a trash can, and they got like all these cops standing there. Well, it looks like it's code 4, which means somebody's in custody because they all got relaxed. And the helicopters are kind of just like slowly circling. The other sergeant. So that's going to be code 4, I'd imagine. But the funny thing is, I don't see a suspect. Do you see anybody coming out in handcuffs? They did all that and nobody's coming out in handcuffs. Oh man, it's the wrong guy. All that for nothing. I've ridden this guy probably 5 times. That's that guy right there. He did a good job the other day. He was fighting with some guy, and he didn't arrest him. He could have easily been resisting arrest, and he let him go after he talked to him. I just posted a video about him. So yeah, I don't see any suspects. So it's code 4 now, right? This tape means nothing. It should come down immediately. Oh, all right, there is a suspect. All right, they got somebody. All right, so there was somebody there. Was it a burglar or was he just sitting there? I'll find out the real story. This is my neighborhood, so I know who to talk to. They got the detectives on scene. Here they go. They're gonna put in parade. Was he burglarizing shit or was he just in the fucking property? It sounds like something's going on down the block. Somebody with an edge weapon. They just asked for a supervisor. Let's see if any tear off. Something's going on. I just heard their scanner and their radio. Something, I think it said 1353 North Highland. And asking for a supervisor to deal with edge weapon, which is literally 3 blocks down. So now it's a stand around town. They ain't gonna stand around doing nothing. The average cop, LAPD cop, before overtime makes 100 and something thousand, 101,000. The average LAPD cop after overtime makes 130,000. This is what they do. They kind of just sit around. I don't want to be too presumptuous, but I think they just arrested a homeless person sitting in somebody's driveway. I mean, come on. Maybe he was burglarizing a house, but sometimes those things get called and it's just they see somebody there. Who knows? Maybe he was burglarizing. But like, what are you doing now? Is he gonna stand around? You got Watermelon Head there in the middle. Every time I see him, he's standing around. I don't get paid shit. My goal is I like accountability. I want accountability to the police force, the LAPD, and I want punk ass Michael Moore to get. They got a detective out here and shit. Look at this. For supposedly, I guess this guy was. So now they're gonna leave this up, this tape up, claiming this is a crime scene. It's a lot of resources. I mean, this is a shit ton of resources. Just kind of stand around afterwards. You got this guy over here with his little toy gun. Oh, come on, man. What are you guys doing? Do something. They're probably going to be standing here for the next half hour, 45 minutes. I'm mad because I was walking to Starbucks. I was at Sunset in La Brea and I saw a helicopter spinning around. I'm like, should I? And it looked closer than it was. And then I started fucking. I was like, fuck it, let me run over there. And I just got out the shower, so now I'm all sweaty. Dropped my sunglasses. They're all scraped up. It's okay. I've got like plenty more. So yeah, these guys are just gonna sit here doing nothing. Like, okay, so see these cops around the car right here? You know what? When they start sitting around like this, it makes you wonder if they're gonna arrest any. Maybe they're clearing it to make sure there's not a second suspect. But wouldn't it be some shit if they let this guy go? I mean, after all that, they'd be like, oh, we got the wrong guy. This is just the guy just laying down. Hey, Anonymous, you still there? Man, see, I want to go. I just want to get the fuck out of here. I'm staying here because I think that they just might let this guy go. And wouldn't that be some shit? And to document how much fucking money is being spent right now. Come on now, how many cops do you need right here for a homeless guy on somebody's property? potentially burglarizing. Fine, okay. So they took him out of the car. They're gonna take him to a different car? They're gonna release him? Oh, now they're IDing him. So I see. Yeah, I just want to apologize again, man. I'm a constant hothead. The location, we're on the Long Prairie and Cherokee in the Hollywood. It's filmed at Police LA. So I don't know if they ID'd him or not. So now you gotta have a bunch of them just stand around the car. Yeah, man. Lee, this is every day, man. This is how they do. At one time, a homeless person was taking a shower in an abandoned house, and they must have had like 30 cops out there. I believe you sent me an email today. I'll have one. I'll send it back to you tonight. Uh-huh. All right, so that's code 4. He's an arrest. Well, that's looking like it. She actually sent me an email earlier about a complaint that was filed. She has some questions. I'm gonna have to run over her ass. All right, guys, that's it. I'm gonna get my... I guess they're gonna keep this tape because they're gonna have the detectives there to investigate. I guess they're gonna fingerprint and stuff. Listen, don't ever say that the police don't have enough fucking money and enough resources. Think about this. This was, let's face it, this guy's essentially a homeless guy. He might have broken somebody's apartment or whatever. But the show out of force, and now you have multiple detectives on scene. And yeah, let me help this dude out. So, you know, helicopter. Like I said, if this went on another 15 minutes, they would have had the fucking dogs here and everything. There's a lot of resources being used. Well, fuck this line. I'm going through. All right, I'm going to get my coffee, you guys, and enjoy your day. Shout out to Anonymous. Appreciate you.